Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be showing you guys 6 awesome secret features, tips and tricks, fun glitches that you can use in Grand Theft Auto Online to show off with your friends, have some fun, and just do some crazy epic things in Grand Theft Auto Online. That's right, I know 6 is kind of a random number. Sometimes you see like top 5 or top 10, but I wasn't going to exclude one just to get top 5 in here. So we're going to be checking out 6 really awesome things today. If you can learn at least one new thing or tip or trick that you didn't know previously, then I'm going to consider this video a success. Like I mentioned earlier, we've got a ton of really great stuff to go over, so let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. All right, so the first thing I'm going to be showing you guys today is really cool. You can use this to play pranks on your friends or just have fun with them or show them something crazy that they likely didn't know. And in order to do this, we're going to need to go to Vespucci Beach. Now, on Vespucci Beach, you're going to need to go to the left of the pier if you're facing it near the volleyball courts. It's this body of water. I don't know what to call it. I don't know if it's like a lake. I don't know what it is, but you need to go to this body of water. And this body of water has some very weird properties where it makes projectiles kind of bounce off of it. Once again, I really don't know how to describe this phenomenon, but it is extremely weird, and you definitely need to check this out. So I also did this at night because I think the effect is so much better than during the daytime, and this works with the RPG, the firework launcher, and the homing launcher. So basically what you do is if you just pull out your firework launcher and you shoot straight down, you would expect to blow up. Well, not so fast, and not on this body of water. What happens is the projectiles will simply bounce off, and they'll float off in another direction, and you can see them explode just a couple feet from your face. So like I said, this works with the RPG. It's really cool with that. It's also epic with the homing launcher because the homing launcher will go flying off in the air. It'll go sent like 500 feet to the left or the right, and it's really cool to see it launch off like a rocket. So I did that a number of times, and you can also do this with the firework launcher as well, which will give you an extremely cool effect because of the red, white, and blue color explosion that will happen just a few seconds later. So you can use those 3 things to check it out. One tip that I've learned about this is that you need to look as far straight down as possible. If you just point this slightly outwards towards your toes, it will blow you up. So you need to try and point your stick as far down as possible so that you can, get this effect to work, because there were many times where I did not point it down far enough and it ended up killing me, which of course is no big deal, but this is really cool. So like I said, you can use this to show off with your friends, say like, hey, I bet I can shoot this RPG at my feet and live, and they'll be like, no way, that's not going to happen. And you can obviously fool them and trick them. So this is a pretty cool thing you can do. I don't know if there's any other spots like this in game or if other bodies of water work. If there are and you know of them, let us all know in the comments section down below, because this glitch is hilarious, it's super fun, and it's a great way to play pranks on your friends or just other players in the lobby as well. All right, up next at the number 2 spot, I'm going to be showing you guys a really cool launch glitch. So in order to do this, you're going to need a tank, and you're also going to need a insurgent pickup. So this is going to require 2 people, because I don't think, since they're both Pegasus vehicles, I don't think you can both have them out at the same time. Basically, what you want to do is you want to find an open area. So I either recognize that the Los Santos International Airport works really well, or Trevor's Airport works really well for this. Basically, what you want to have is the tank on one side, the insurgent pickup on the other side, and you want to drive towards each other. Now, the tank needs to have the cannon either swung out to the left or the right, and then the guy in the insurgent needs to run straight into it, and the effect is pretty crazy. You can obviously see that we go flying in the insurgent, the tank goes flying as well, which is really cool. So this is a launch glitch that will impact both people. So the person in the tank is going to get shot in the air. You in the insurgent, as you can clearly see here, is going to be shot into the air too. And what's pretty great about this is because they're both like armored vehicles, they're not going to blow up. So you can do this over and over again if you really want. Now, I have recognized that this does work best with the insurgent pickup. I tried testing this with the regular insurgent, but I didn't really have any good results, so that would have been a lot more convenient, obviously, because it's not a Pegasus vehicle. You could call it in wherever, whenever you wanted, but the insurgent pickup does work the best, so you can play around with that. You can also play around with a few other options too in other locations. Maybe the airport that I was at was a little too close to bodies of water, because at the end we did end up falling in, and obviously once you get the insurgent in the water, there's no getting it out right there. But this is a very fun launch launch glitch that you can use. There's not a lot many of these left around, and it reminds me of the swing set glitch from GTA 4. So this was a lot of fun. Be sure to check it out. You can have a blast with so many people with this. So it's a really, really fun launch glitch that you guys definitely need to try. Okay, tip number 3, I'm going to be showing you guys how to, in quotes, pick up sticky bombs or remove them from an object that you place down. So let's say on the off chance you're trying to do like a car show or you're doing a car meetup and you accidentally pull out a sticky bomb and you throw it on someone's car. You know, accidents can happen. Maybe you were trying to do something else. Well, that's kind of dangerous because number one, someone can shoot it and then they could blow up the entire car show, or you could accidentally detonate it if you were, hit left on the D-pad. Well, there's actually a way to remove it. So what you want to do is hold down on the D-pad and then scroll over to any one of the single player characters and then select them. Now you'll see a screen that says, are you sure you want to leave GTA Online? And then when you see that screen, you want to hit no or back or whatever the button is. And once you do that, the sticky bombs will be removed from whatever surface you're on. And really that's it. It's that simple. Now, unfortunately, you will not get those sticky bombs back in your inventory. So you still will have wasted the sticky bomb. But at the end of the day, you have removed it from the area that is likely important to you, or the vehicle or the car. So you've likely saved yourself the trouble of having to restart the car show or something like that. So losing 1 or 2 sticky bombs is certainly a consolation right there. So I really like this trick. I really like this feature because I've actually done this in the past where I've said, dang it, I've thrown a sticky bomb down. We got to move some stuff, or it looks really dumb sitting on the hood of a car. So again, this is a really cool and simple, easy trick. And I didn't even know about this. I've been playing GTA Online for almost 3 years now, and I had no clue that this was even a thing. So like I said, it's kind of unfortunate that we can't get that back, but at the end of the day, still really cool that you can remove sticky bombs from objects, surfaces, cars, players, and more in Grand Theft Auto Online. Okay, at the number 4 spot, we're going to be talking about a kind of interesting thing that happens with any of the monster trucks in game. So if you have a Marshal or you have a Liberator, and anyone that happens to be on an ATV or a motorcycle. So if you're in the monster truck and you run that individual over with your wheels, for whatever reason, it doesn't have an impact on them. You won't crush them, you won't knock them off the bike. And as you can see what I'm doing right here, I'm just rolling back and forth over the guys on the ATV and the motorcycles, and they don't seem to be affected at all, which is super weird. So I'm not sure what's going on here, what sort of physics is happening, but as long as you just run them over with your wheels, they're not going to go flying off, they're not going to get knocked off or whatever. So once again, this is another great trick you can use with your friends if you want to say like, hey, I bet I can run, my friend Brian over and nothing's going to happen to him. And your friends would be like, yeah, of course he's going to get knocked off. And obviously when that doesn't happen, they're going to be like, how did you do that? What the heck happened? So that's a weird trick with the motorcycles, the ATVs, and the monster trucks, both the Liberator and the Marshal. Again, I'm not sure how this happens or why this happens, but it's interesting, and you guys can use it to play some pranks on your friends, which again is pretty cool. The number 5 spot today, did you know that your cell phone in-game can actually be used as a shield? So again, I have no clue why this happens or what is the physics behind it, but if you shoot someone in-game, they're obviously going to take damage. However, if that person has their cell phone pulled out and they're pointing it in your direction and you shoot the cell phone, they're not going to take any damage. So once again, I don't know how useful this is in really any combat situation. I would not recommend that if someone is shooting at you, you pull out your phone and hope that they only hit the phone. But this is, once again, a pretty cool prank or trick that you could use on your friends or whatnot if you wanted to shoot them over and over and over again and say like, hey, my friend's invincible, he's not going to die. That's another cool prank that, like I said, you could play on your friends right there. So again, it does kind of vary. You kind of have to play around with it a little bit because sometimes if you shoot them in the hand, they will take damage and whatnot. So again, it's very interesting. Like I said, I have no clue why this is a thing or if the cell phones in game are actually just bulletproof, but this is something really funny that you can do in Grand Theft Auto Online to play some pranks on your friends. All right, and finally, last but not least today, at the number 6 spot, I'm going to show you guys how to play with the cops. So this is actually kind of cool and a trick that I just recently discovered. Now, what you're going to want to do for this is go to an area where you know a cop car will be dispatched to. Now, once you've done that, you want to dial either 911 or go to your contacts and select the emergency services. Now, you need to select police. Now, once the police have been dispatched, you want to get Lester in your phone and you want to call him up. Now, once the cops arrive at the area, you want to make them stop. Now, the best way that I know to do this is to either stand in front of their cop car or get hit. and you'll be able to pull the cop driver out. Now, in my scenario, I actually pulled the cop driver out, and the guy in the passenger seat freaked out, and I thought I did it wrong. Now, if this happens to you, basically what you need to do is just get out of the car, wait for the cops to settle down, and then once the passenger tries to get back into his car, you need to immediately jump in with cops turn blind eye on. You can kind of see what I just did right here. And if you do that successfully, the guy in the passenger seat will not freak out. He won't do anything. He won't jump out. And you'll be able to take this cop car with the policeman sitting in the passenger seat. So this is pretty cool and will literally allow you to play with the cops, as this guy will be in the passenger seat. He'll just be along for the ride. And since you have cops turn blind eye on, he's not going to freak out. If you run over someone, he's not going to care at all. He's just along for the ride. So this is pretty cool. It can be great for role play situations, or once again, if you want to just play a simpler, harmless prank on your friend, you can do that as well by showing them, hey, I'm in a cop car with the cops. I guess you can call me a cop now in Los Santos. So that's a simple and easy trick that you can play with the cops in Grand Theft Auto Online. I think that's really funny and really awesome. And once again, it's another little trick that I had just recently discovered. So anyways, that's all the information we're going to be talking about today. Some secret features, tips, tricks, glitches that you might not have known about in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you learned one new thing from this video, I will consider it a success, and I would love for you guys to leave a like rating on the video. That would be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. I'm pretty sure I'll be live streaming later today, so stay tuned for that on my channel. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll keep you guys updated on my Twitter as well. But of course, without the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.